We're back in Middle-earth with our alternate universe Fellowship of the Ring. Last time we started our journey to Mount Doom 15 years early, which means we're just in time for the Dwarves' last stand in the mines of Moria. Can our heroes change the course of history, or will the forces of darkness take them? We're here in the mines of Moria. Commanding the forces of good and the Fellowship, we've got Duncan.
Hello.
And the forces of evil and goblins and other creatures of shadows. It's Tom.
Hello.
This time, it's the Fellowship. We've got Gandalf and Aragorn leading our 4 brave hobbits.
We've got Fatty Bolger, of course. We've got Farmer Maggot and his dog Grip, Sam, the ring bearer, after Frodo was tragically stabbed. And we've got Pippin. Pippin's still alive as well. And then we've come in the right time to save Balin and his remaining dwarves. We've also got Ori and Gloin.
Oin.
Close.
Oh, so close.
That's Gimli's dad.
Oin.
And one of his dwarf friends, he's the one who writes the book. They're coming, drums in the deep.
Yes.
He can write about your great deeds.
They didn't read the first few pages, which are all just erotic fanfiction.
Oh, it's so horny.
It's
my
about
God.
just elves, just loads of elves.
Oh,
No.
This is when they originally died.
Yeah, so our whole Fellowship is happening roughly 15 years earlier than in the movies. So you've come to Moria, and Balin and his friends are still alive, but they are under attack.
We're just in time. So hopefully we'll be able to save some of the dwarves, if not all of them.
Not if I've got anything to say about it with my goblins.
Tell us about your goblins, Tom.
I've got a couple of goblin bosses and a load of goblins with just whatever garbage they could pick up. But I don't think they're going to do super well fighting against a dwarf. But they'll probably be pretty good at shanking a halfling.
Oh, God.
That's my goal.
Okay, so in this scenario, Gandalf and the Fellowship have to fight their way past the goblins to get over the bridge, and then once they've reached the bridge, Gandalf can use his Sorcerous Blast spell to attack the bridge. And once they've got across the bridge and broken it and out the door, they win the scenario. Whereas, Tom, your objective is obviously to stop as many of the Fellowship as you can.
Hooray!
But it's not just the 26 goblins you've got. Every turn we roll a dice. And if we roll equal to or under the turn number, more forces will rise.
Pippin's woken something up.
Something will awaken in the dark, perhaps.
Right, so that takes us into turn 1. Forces of good rolled high.
I did.
And the Fellowship gets to move first.
I did, and I used Aragorn's heroic march, which allows him to make everyone around him move a bit further this turn, as long as they're not in range of enemies. So I used my first turn to move as far as I could. I thought the dwarves, the big tough dwarves with axes and shields, I figured they could help stop the goblins from getting to the halflings. So I moved them either side, trying to kind of make a kind of roadblock for Tom to get through before he could attack my little ones. I might be sacrificing these guys.
Don't worry, my plans do sacrifice all of my goblins, as long as I can get some dead hobbits.
Aragorn just moved up as well, as did the halflings. Gandalf tried to collapse the ceiling. I saw this clump of goblins that were close together, so I tried to squash some of them. I got 2 of them.
That's pretty cool use of magic. I mean,
you could kill 2 goblins.
But yeah, you also hit my leader as well, Gitsguts. But luckily, Gitsguts, he had a fate point, and so he was able to, I kind of imagine, step aside at the last second. He didn't warn his 2 friends, I think because they were probably planning to do an uprising, and so laughed when they just get crushed.
I think he pulled them into it.
Yeah.
Used them as a shield.
Pushes them in the way, and he dodges to safety.
That's how you get to stay as Goblin Boss.
And then I just ran forwards with all of the gobbos. I need to try and tie you up as quickly as possible because, man, like your guys start moving pretty quickly. If you were able to get out in front of me, I would never be able to catch you. So I just charged in and where I could try to like group up and surround your dwarves as much as possible.
I think that was pretty scary.
Dwarves are very tough, but once you get surrounded, you don't last long.
So while this is going on, I've got a lot of your guys tied up. I had moved a lot of my archers around, but had left 2 that were just in prime position to start sniping at your hobbits.
Oh, he hits, but there's a chance he'll hit Gandalf instead. 1, 2, 3, hit Gandalf.
It's Gandalf. Oops. Unfortunately, I hit Gandalf rather than the Hobbit.
Oh, you wanted it was Gandalf!
It's Gandalf. And then I had to use a might point and 2 points of fate to keep him from getting a wound.
This was like an arrow of destiny.
That arrow, it had a dream.
It literally had Gandalf's name on it.
I'm killing Gandalf.
It wasn't a good start.
Yeah.
Because when Gandalf dies, that bridge ain't getting broken.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally,
So we're just going to be running out into the grass, and then the goblins are going to be following us.
But that wasn't the end of the turn.
No.
We have to roll a dice to see if Tom's reinforcements arrive.
On the roll of a 1, I get to have my reinforcements, and that will increase by 1 every turn.
So it's more likely every turn, but it's not very likely turn 1.
Yeah,
Almost
super unlikely. But roll a 1, I'm great at that. It's 1 o'clock.
Oh my god!
Suck my balls.
Oh my god! That's not supposed to happen!
And what's that in the distance?
Thud. Thud. The drums in the deep.
Oh, fuck.
Called more than just goblins.
Uh-oh.
It's the Balrog.
Fucking terrifying. So, turn 1, I'm barely out of the door, and behind me is a fucking Balrog. And I'm like, oh my god, I've got to get to there? I can move 4 inches a turn.
I was so unlucky, I couldn't honestly believe it. I was just like blown away. Like, you've really got your work cut out for you now, because not only is the Balrog faster than your hobbits, he's got a fiery whip that he can like drag you towards him with.
So if he drags you back 8 inches, that's 2 turns to get back to where I was.
It's so mean. So hard.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough ride.
Balrog's there. We then move on to the fight phase, and there's a little bit of tussling. The gobbos kind of ganging up on the dwarves. It's kind of working pretty well.
Yeah, a couple of those dwarves just immediately get shanked from behind.
There was a hero dwarf who...
The shield dwarf just didn't give a shit. It's like, fuck you.
Just surrounded by gobbos.
Bonks you with a
and
shield.
just holding his shield up and just throws them all back. All in all, pretty successful first turn.
Yeah. Oh man, this is going to be rough. I mean, I have to admit, part of me was like, should we just re-roll that dice?
Not allowed that Balrog.
It's just going to just ruin the game. Are we going to be over in half an hour? But no, you know what? We've got to be legit. We've got to keep things real on games night. So we're going to see what happens with early Balrog. So it's turn 2, and this is a very important priority roll, because if the Balrog goes first...
I'm in trouble. Oh, that's good. That's fine.
Whew, those ones.
Look, I'm not even mad. Roll me up, Balrog. I'm okay.
The one's giveth and the one's taketh.
Yeah, it's absolutely fair.
There's a Balrog behind me now. Suddenly it's a lot harder. I ran everyone as far as I could. I tried to get Gandalf as far as I could. He immobilized the captain.
I think it's the 2 goblins half crushed. They're like, hold on, you're my and there's no magic. Gandalf's doing some light stuff. It's actually mangled gobbos. Do I have will? Can I resist?
You can
that?
resist, actually.
Oh, yeah,
That's
okay.
true. You have a single point of will.
Yeah, heck, do it.
Oh!
Get out of here, goblins!
Kicks him away.
Stamps on their necks.
It's not his first time kicking a goblin to death.
Exactly, he's very good at it.
I got my dwarves back in combat. I kind of, at this point, assumed that the dwarf guards would be a kind of sacrifice just to stop goblins from getting the hobbits. Aragorn tried to shoot the Balrog. Oh. Nope. But I think the arrow just turned into a pile of ash and molten metal before it even reached it.
Yeah,
It just splashed his face.
You've got the hit, but then you're wounding on a 6
Yeah.
and a
Oh, the
5 or
Yeah, the
something.
Balrog's
and
so tough. That was the longest shot of all time.
It would have been good.
When it's my go, you've moved all your guys up. I just charge in goblins wherever I can, because all of your guys are such like heroes that it's going to take a while with my crummy goblins.
Yeah.
But luckily, one person can do something, and that's the Balrog. He stamps forward, and I go to try and whip Sam the ring bearer, and I'm hitting him on a 3.
That's a hit.
But unfortunately, Fatty
Bulger's in the way.
and his big fat body get in the way, and I pull him back to me. I don't care about Fatty Bulger. I don't want to waste my Balrog attacking him. A goblin could kill him in 1 round. And so, one of my other things that I can do, rather than just stabbing you to death, which I 100% could have done, instead I throw him back at the other hobbits, which knocks them all over.
Yeah.
So,
Like bowling pins.
Yeah.
It's like, rah!
I think
well, maybe
you
he does
also
just ball him, and he just rolls along and goes, oh no!
I don't think he wanted to charge too far forward though, because I had my dog. He was standing right in front of the barrel, just barking at it. And you did. I knew that you didn't want to kill the dog.
Yes.
You may be controlling an ancient evil of the first age, but you have standards.
I don't kill dogs. What kind of asshole does that? Just cut to Lewis being like, I spent the might point to kill the dog.
So I knew he didn't want to charge the dog either, because you just kill it, right? So if I thought I just put it in front of the barrel, he'll have to go around it. That was my plan.
That's a good plan. Like, just barking at him.
Yeah.
Because, Tom, do you want to be known as the man who stepped on a dog?
No, 100%. I am not going to be a dog killer. Look, you know, some people might say goblins are bad guys, but we don't kill dogs.
I like that.
Only bad guys kill dogs. And
So Fatty Bulger gets thrown into another hobbit.
Yeah, and they all fall down.
Yeah, but no one took a wound, and I was actually kind of pleased that he did that, because I was thinking, shit, Fatty Bulger ain't getting back. He's 2 turns further away. He was further away from when he started.
Yeah.
I think this was a good plan, because you threw away a thing you didn't care about, but you slowed down the ring bearer by forcing him to like stand up again.
But then, as we go through the combats, almost every single person that got into a fight with your guys basically just gets murdered.
Yeah, apart from Oin, who gets shanked by goblins.
So Oin got a little bit surrounded, and they managed to give him a good stabbing, stripping off one of his fate, but everyone else is getting butchered. Farmer Maggot just murders the goblin.
Farmer Maggot is actually a badass. He rolls 2 attack dice.
Yeah, he's actually pretty scary. And Balin is got his magic axe of goblin killing, and that guy, he killed one goblin, spent a point of might, just instantly charged into another. So he's making progress. I'm a little bit worried now because the goblins, they're thinning out a little bit. But the Balrog's in a great position, and with the key halflings knocked over, we're doing real good.
Okay, so turn 3, again, priorities critical here.
Ooh.
3.
Six.
Every time.
Dwarves get it.
Thank goodness.
But I have another goblin captain over on the other side called Beard Biter.
Likes to chew on beards.
He chews on beards, just a mouthful of hair. And he declares a heroic move, which means I can move anyone within 6 inches of him before you get to move.
Yeah.
And this is crucial for my plan, because it allows me to send some goblins into some halflings, tie up kind of all of that side of the board.
Yeah.
But most importantly, I can throw one goblin into the dog that is currently barking at the Balrog.
So, because you charge me means I can't move, but it also means that you can walk past.
Yeah,
So-
you lose like your
Balrog-
zone of control once
Yeah.
you're in combat.
And so that means the Balrog, although it's not part of the heroic move that I'm doing, it is going to be able to move past you, and you're not going to be able to tie me up for a turn.
Yeah. I was like, that dog was stopping the barrel on his own. So I knew what I had to do. I had to take a chance, and I had to get Gandalf to shoot the goblin.
I mean, if shooting into combat's risky, you might just blow up your dog. Is that what you want to be known as? Duncan Dog Blower Jones.
Dog blower.
You blow one dog!
And then you have to roll to see who you hit, the disgusting goblin or the lovely friendly dog. Dog blower! The dog explodes, and the goblins, they're just like, oh my god. Who are these guys? They brought that dog with them, and they killed their own dog.
It didn't explode, so it got shot back like 8 inches and then hit a rock and just...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's so much better.
He might survive the campaign. We'll roll
That's
at
true.
the end. Yeah,
Because
we'll
the way
roll
we
at
do
the
it
end.
is, if any of the good forces die, at the end of the game, roll a dice, and on 4 or more, maybe they survive their wounds and
maybe
continue,
you'll
depending
survive.
on what's going on. So we'll see if it's truly dead or not.
Spoilers for that bit of the video, he didn't live. That dog died when he got blasted 8 inches
into a pillar. So after that horrific event, the rest of my guys, most of them managed to get off a goblin themselves. Aragorn kills 2, using a might point to do a double charge. Balin takes a wound off Git's guts.
Oh, my
once.
hero.
Yeah.
Not as good as your hero. You mangle him.
But then you get to move the other half of your army, including the Balrog.
Who blitzes into the middle of the combat, starts chopping away, and just absolutely murders your Khazad guard, leaving me with the delicious halflings in front of him, ready to go.
Scary.
It's turn 4, and for once, Tom wins the priority.
Hooray! I get to charge first!
But I used a will point on Balin, which lets me re-roll. Hey!
Oh, okay.
Oh, Balin.
And I beat you again.
Boom!
I start moving my guys. I'm going to move Gandalf right up to the ramp. He's near the bridge now. You can see it. And he turns around and he immobilizes one of your goblins.
Oh no, he was going to intercept you.
I know, I could see him. He was going to cut me off. I managed to get Balin into the choke point so that they can't follow, and the hobbits go ahead of him. So now I'm thinking this is looking good now. If Balin can hold out a couple of turns, the hobbits can get a chance to get to the bridge. On the other side, we've got Aragorn and Farmer Maggot and another dwarf. They're still fighting some goblins. They probably kill a bunch of them. Aragorn is a beast.
Yeah. The goblins aren't too super chill about the Balrog, but only a couple of the goblins kind of peel off and begin to flee. It's not the end of the world. Most importantly, you manage to slam just goblins into everyone and just keep trying to pour people down to the front.
You can't chase after Gandalf because he's been immobilized, but there's a few other goblins who can get into the hobbits.
Balin is an absolute roadblock who is amazing at killing goblins, and so I think my only answer is to throw the Balrog into him, and hopefully I can just kill him in a turn. But you managed to take out your hero dwarf on one side. Goblin glory!
And then a
Wounded Boy did beat the goblin there, right?
Oh! Goblin glory! Oh shit!
Oh no!
Fine.
One of the disgusting gobos makes it up to Fatty Bulger, just slips up behind him and just prison ships him in the back.
Fucking stabs him to death. So Aragorn, seeing Fatty Bulger go down, his friend Fatty, he's known him for weeks.
Is he a friend if he calls him Fatty?
That's his name.
Is that his name?
Well, anyway, Aragorn sees him go down, so he quickly dispatches his goblin. And then I call a heroic charge. And I get in, and I manage to avenge Fatty.
I was like, this guy could become a new hero. He killed one of your guys, but Aragorn just runs past, chops his head off, and is just back in action and just doesn't even blink.
It's like a recurring theme because I was keeping an eye out for all your goblins that achieved things. I was like, maybe this can be the new goblin boss. And every single time they were just like, hooray! Oh no, he's dead.
The moment they do something good, they instantly die the next round of combat. They just cannot
Because we
survive.
can't legally use the Nemesis system.
Right, okay.
It's been copyrighted by Ubisoft.
It does make sense. But we get to the show match, the really important fight. It is Balin, he's kind of like the last roadblock, because Aragorn can't be everywhere.
He is standing his ground against this Balrog.
The Balrog does real well, he wins the fight, hits you pretty hard. You survive on one wound.
Strong breeze at this point is going to take him down.
I can stop the Balrog for another turn, which is crucial.
Every turn counts. Okay, that takes us into turn 5. Tom wins the priority this time.
Hooray! Tom number 1.
I can't go first for once. What am I going to do? Well, as Aragorn gets a free might point every turn, which is broken, by the way.
It's very good. It's very
I get him to call a heroic move. We did the measurement. It hit everyone. My whole army.
Suddenly that winning initiative, it really didn't feel like I'd won initiative when your entire force gets to move before I do.
I move Gandalf up onto the bridge. I start moving everyone up there. It's going well. I've got Balin. He's staying there. He's staying there with his one arm and his axe of Durin. He's going to block that Balrog as well as he can.
Okay, so we're not super happy about this, and the goblins aren't super happy with the Balrog this turn. They begin to flee in droves, but the remaining goblins just slam them into models wherever I can. But I'm worried that you're now actually beginning to get a little bit of a lead away from me. So I choose to try and whip Sam and drag him back. It's dicey because it's on like a 3+ is kind of reliable. Yeah.
All right. So the ring bearer Sam is now pulled back into combat with the Balrog.
Yeah.
This might be the end of the ring bearer right now.
Yeah, but Sam is a hero of destiny. He has 2 wounds and he has 2 fate points.
He had to use them.
Yeah.
So he lost a wound, 2 fate points, and a might point. Sam is exhausted and
What?
bleeding.
He's
and
alive.
He is just alive.
That mithril armor.
He just survives, but now just a goblin can take him out.
Yeah, and he is a lot closer to the Balrog right now.
Well, yeah, because
He was
I
quite
pulled
close
him
to the
kind of 4 inches towards me, and that's a whole turn of
That's
movement
a whole
for
movement.
him, which
yikes.
absolutely love. We also kill that shield dwarf who spent round after round just
Blocking and blocking.
Absolutely did his job though.
For so long. He tied up so many goblins.
Oh, they call him Captain Moria.
Captain Moria. But we finally killed him. It's the best. I'm very pleased because that guy was a jerk.
Okay, turn 6. It's getting dicey. The ring bearer's nearly dead.
Yes, and I win the dice off.
Yeah, you got to draw.
You went first.
Because I'd gone first last round.
Yeah, even though I had gone first.
I was just like, this is bullshit. These are just.
I feel like the fellowship never goes second. I know I need to keep Sam safe, especially from the whip. So first thing I do is put the ring on.
He's got to make a courage check to see if he can resist the will of Sauron.
What happens if he fails?
Tom gets to move in.
I'm not putting the ring on.
Put the ring on.
What's his courage? What's his courage?
He's courage 6, so he needs a 4 or more on 2 dice.
That's easy, but if you roll low, guess where he's charging, Duncan?
I'm putting it on.
Come on.
Oh, only just!
He moves his full movement as close to the bridge as possible. The other hobbits, though, I move them back a bit.
Oh. Get down, Mr. President! Mr. Ring Bearer! As he just dives in the way of a whip.
So Gandalf's now on the bridge. I need to make a roll every turn, and if I roll a 6, it breaks. If I roll less than a 6, it adds 1 to my next roll. So I thought, let's make some progress.
You don't want to get to the point where the Balrog's on the bridge and you're like, I've got to roll a 6 now.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to chip it down a little bit, maybe make it a little bit easier for me later when the Balrog's on the bridge.
It's on camera! They're going to cut this because they're cowards!
Gandalf just smashes the bridge
So the
before
bridge
anyone else has crossed it.
Fucking collapses. All the fellowship on the wrong side.
This alternate universe, this Gandalf is an
Gandalf.
asshole. Like blasting dogs in one moment, runs across the bridge, smashes it. Oh, I don't want them to catch me!
I feel like he gained a lot of wisdom in those 15 years. But anyway, now we're in trouble.
Yeah, because now the bridge is like quite big. It's like a 5-inch gap. We're going to have to do some serious jumping tests if you can get that far.
Well, as you are just doing all of your nonsense, once again, it is just another case of slamming goblins in where they can. A lot of them are just panicking and running for their lives.
Yeah.
Old Gitsguts is just on the run
out.
now.
He's out of there.
He's down to 1 wound, and it's like, you don't stay a goblin boss if you just keep remaining in combat. And so he's just getting out of there. I'm running low on goblins that will actually stick in the fight and that aren't dead.
There is one goblin archer who's off to the side who isn't blocked by the hobbit conga line.
Yeah.
You have to roll to see if he can see Sam.
Yeah, you see him.
He just lays there.
If you spotted him, you hit at him.
And then...
Yep. Oh. Wish I'd roll a 2. This arrow just wings up here and just pings off a frying pan.
Yeah, exactly. That's
And they're like, what the fuck?
yeah, everyone else is confused.
Because the Fellowship can't see Sam either.
No, that's true.
Also, Aragorn is fighting around that as well, and he managed to get a wound on Beard Biter.
Beard Biter was lucky to live in this fight because
Beard Biter is
Aragorn...
quite tough. Also, Aragorn's beard is quite close short.
Yeah.
Hard to get a grip on it.
Bit of an hors d'oeuvre, really, there.
Barely worth the effort. But we hit the highlight fight. Balrog versus Balin.
Round
Balin
2.
with the axe of
Last
Turin.
turn.
He is on his last legs, old Balin.
Brave Balin. Balin the Brave!
Ooh.
If the Balrog doesn't roll a 6...
He doesn't.
Oh my god!
Balin defeats the Balin.
Balin lives!
So he didn't do any wounds to it, but he did push it back an inch.
Yeah, which has bought you a turn. But I'll get him next turn. Easy. He's going down.
Turn 7, and Duncan, you win the priority again.
I
What
do
the
again.
hell? What the heck?
Well, I get my 3 might points somewhere else today.
Hooray.
Basically, I just move up Aragorn and all the hobbits onto the bridge, or near the bridge at least, the closest we can get to the gap. Ori, one of my hero dwarves that's still alive, he's the guy that writes all the things down the book. He writes the elf porn.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah!
That's going in the book!
Wow, just beats him to death with his book.
What does the book do again?
He can choose to regain a might, a will, or a fate.
Can he put himself in the book?
I think so.
I think it's perfect.
So here's a rule.
Yeah.
If anyone kills a monster or a hero within 3 inches of him, he records that great deed in the book and uses it to restore a might, will, or a fate point. But
So
since
he
he
wrote
was the
down
one to
his
do
deed.
it, he wrote about his own one. Why not?
I think that's fine. No one else was there to see it. Not sure there needs a witness, I don't know.
It's going to be notaried.
Also, they can't disprove when he's like, I killed Beardbiter and then naked elf maidens. Ooh, they surrounded me and gave me a beer bath. Oh, and it was very sexy.
And then everybody clapped.
And everybody clapped.
But so I immediately use his new might point
You get really overexcited.
to charge into another goblin, but I failed to kill it.
He ran out of great deeds immediately.
This round, all of my goblins have passed all of their leadership checks. It was just
Brave goblins.
very brave goblins, very unlikely, and so they all start kind of charging in. We let off some shots at Sam, and while you're wearing the one true ring, it's very hard to shoot.
Brings us to the title fight.
Yeah.
Balin versus the Balrog, round 3.
Time to die, stupid dwarf!
Come on, 6. Yes!
Oh.
Yes! Oh my God! What a fucking hero!
The Balrog lost again!
The flaming sword gets smashed out of the way by Balin's axe, and again the Balrog is pushed back.
I'm actually losing ground now. Because you pushed me back last turn, and then you moved into me, and then you pushed me back again. And so I've kind of just not really achieved a lot this turn at all. And you guys are kind of getting to the bridge, but
There is no bridge!
But there is a very ominous gap and a very sheepish Gandalf. Like,
Oopsie!
oh, it was down when I got
I
here.
barely touched it. Must have been all those elf maidens.
Oh, yes. It wasn't me.
Read his book, you'll see.
Turn 8. Tommy win the initiative this time. But
Huzzah.
hold your horses. Aragorn's here. He wants to go first.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Aragorn wishes to go before you. He moves everyone except Balin, I think.
Yeah, it's too
and
far away now.
We all move up onto the edge. We're ready. I think Aragorn, his plan is to toss the hobbits over the gap, and then Gandalf on the other side can catch them.
You can roll a dice to see how far you throw them. Aragorn can spend his might points to add to that dice.
Yep.
And Gandalf will let you add 1.
So the distance is 5. So
Yes.
with the +1 from Gandalf, I need a 4. So with a 3 might per turn, I need a 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got 1 extra might, so I could win on a 2, but only once.
Only 1.
Yes. And also then, after all that tossing, potentially 5 turns of tossing, he has to then jump himself.
Yeah.
I've got a lot to do.
You've got a lot of high rolls and you've got a lot of turns to sort this out in.
So while you're doing all of this shenanigans, the Balrog just beelines into Balin. I'm done goofing around. I'm going to kill him. I'm killing Balin. We kill Balin.
Yeah, you can only panic roll for so long.
I just imagine he's got really tough armor, so he's not going to pierce that, but I think he just got hammered into the floor.
Yeah, just keep hitting him with a flat until he's just like buried like a peg.
Meanwhile, Ori managed to kill another goblin.
I wasn't expecting this from Oin. He's turned into a bit of a killer.
Is this Oin the whole
This is
time?
Oin. Yeah, we've been interchangeably saying Ori and Oin.
There's just 2 O's.
Too
We
many.
call them Ori. We call them Oin. He's got a book.
Ori.
Grow up. You don't understand.
He's book dwarf. That's all you need
He's
to know.
book dwarf. Book dwarf.
Book
Yeah,
dwarf.
murders my goblin. Was very sad.
Doesn't leave many goblins left. There's a couple of archers still around that are trying to shoot Sam.
It's just down to how many whips can the Balrog do and how many hobbits can Aragorn toss. Turn 9 will just gloss over very quickly. The heroes line up onto the bridge ready for tossing. The Balrog stomps towards them and misses with its whip. Takes us into turn 10. Which hobbit did you want to try throwing first?
Basically, now I just have to decide who's gonna be the test. Because it has to be safe for Sam. Right?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
We just decided to go with Pippin first, I think. It's the safest.
Poor old
He's the
Pippin.
most expendable.
He caused some problems in the past.
So Aragorn grabs Pippin. He's across!
Pippin's across.
Dun, 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 dun. So, next turn, you win the initiative.
I do again. So up till now, Ori's just kind of been moved in the place where he can block the whip, but now I'm thinking maybe he can stop this Balrog. So I charge him into the Balrog. Yes.
Oh, he's good.
Going in.
And Sam takes off the ring. Aragorn tosses him.
Oh, Sam's across.
Sam's across.
Unfortunately for your book dwarf.
Oh, there it
Balrog
goes.
got it.
Now, do you want to throw the dwarf into the pit instead of swishing it?
I do. I really do. He just throws the dwarf into the abyss. Insta kill.
No!
Can we use a Wilhelm scream?
And now my path is completely clear.
Now that's every dwarf is dead.
Yeah,
Every dwarf died.
You didn't save any of them. Didn't change history.
No, it was their destiny. Whew. Okay, so it's the start of the next turn. Duncan, you win the initiative.
Yeah, of course.
Why are we even rolling at this point?
So Farmer Maggot's turn to be tossed.
Oh,
It's good!
so good.
It's good.
Dun, 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 dun.
Pippin does the first one that got across. He decides to leave. He just leaves. He's out. He's
Yeah,
Right,
he's not
you
doing
fools.
anything
He's left
like
the
on that
mines
side
of
of the
Moria.
bridge.
He's out on that lovely green field. Now there's a goblin that's climbing up the stairs to the bridge. I'm a bit worried of. But also he's in a great position to block the Balrog's advance, right? So what I do is I use Gandalf to immobilize him. So he's stuck there, and the Balrog can't get past him.
This is a pain in the butt for me because it means the Balrog is now going to have to try and climb instead.
So the way that works is, you roll a dice. If you roll a 6, you just move without stopping.
Oh!
You just move without stopping.
Great. Don't explain the other rules, Ben. I don't need them. So he is right on the bridge, and at this moment, I decide I'm going to whip Gandalf.
3 up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a hit.
I drag him across to this side of the bridge,
Yeah.
Oh.
and the Balrog absolutely murders Gandalf. Just. Oh yeah, does he burn?
Yes! Just like a flaming comet just falls down into the...
Just him screaming.
Oh my god.
But remember, this is dog killer Gandalf, who I don't think he has the blessing of the gods anymore.
Yeah, bridge breaking Gandalf, who's like, I don't have to outrun the Balrog, I just have to outrun all of you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, so scumbag Gandalf goes down in flames.
Yeah, it's a good day to be a Balrog.
Oh, so we'll recap the next couple of turns all in one
the
go.
next few turns happen very quickly because there wasn't
Yeah.
a lot left. So it starts off, Aragorn tries to do his jump.
Well, so you just need to get a 5, and you have, what, 1 might?
Yeah.
You don't have the +1 from...
Gandalf.
If I'm within 6 of Farmer Maggot, which I am, he can move into intercept.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Farmer Maggot could go first and be like, ready to catch. I'll help you, Mr. Strider, sir!
Aragorn.
Please fucking fall.
Don't even need my might. Sam leaves, so it's just Farmer Maggot and Aragorn left.
I'm going to have a hard time actually stopping you, but I can still murder some fools. And so just charge up to the edge of the bridge, go for the whip, but...
Oh, he misses! So straight into the next turn, and does Aragorn think, thank you, Farmer Maggot, I shall repay my debt to you.
Yeah, so Farmer Maggot's can only move 4 inches, which is not...
It's not quite out of the door.
It's a bit further than that to the door. And what I did was I took Aragorn out without thinking, really. what that lost me was my free instant. I always go first.
Yeah.
Aragorn just runs out the door
Yeah.
and leaves Farmer Maggot
Farmer
to fend for
Maggot-
himself.
Is sitting there on his own, facing down a Balrog with a scythe. He's like,
Thanks, mate.
and we didn't win the dice off. So the Balrog goes first. So Farmer Maggot's facing off against the Balrog, and he's like, wow, I can't quite get to the door, but at least I can try. And he starts legging it to the door and doesn't quite make it there.
And what are you thinking now, Tom?
Well, either I can turn around and go home, or I can have a go at making this 5-inch jump. I decided to go for it for the fun.
Oh!
Oh shit!
Because he's getting out into Lothlorien.
So I made it across. I go for the whip, and I miss again. But now,
So now,
whoever can win,
if I don't win this dice off, Farmer Maggot's probably going to die.
definitely gonna die. Who's the coolest?
Farmer Maggot gets away!
He's out of there.
And it's just him, just like running as the Balrog is.
But this is very different to the end of the original
Yeah,
scenario.
Gandalf's still gone, but the Balrog isn't.
Yeah, the Balrog is gonna now be pursuing the Fellowship, or what's left of the Fellowship.
Yeah, what's left now? We've got Aragorn, Sam, Farmer Maggot, and Pippin
Yeah.
of the survivors. Now, I let you roll for survival rolls.
Yes, so
Sadly-
we decided that everyone this side of the bridge, even if they did survive, wouldn't be part of the
Like
Fellowship
joining
anymore.
up. Yeah, because they have
They
not.
might come back later, but they're not in the Fellowship.
They're not making that
But we
jump.
did say that Sam took Fatty Bulger's body with him. Yes!
Amazing.
Fatty Bulger!
Him just like stuffed in Aragorn's backpack.
So Fatty Bulger's managed to make it across, but he's still unconscious.
Thank God for Fatty Bulger.
Gandalf is kind of survived.
Yeah, he passed his survival roll, which
But-
means I feel like means he could come back
I
as
feel
Gandalf
like he
the
might
White.
just be sent back by the weird.
Yeah,
elder
I
gods.
think
maybe.
Gandalf the Bridge Destroyer
Yeah.
or Gandalf the Dog Killer is dead. But his spirit kind of lives on because it
Yeah.
feels like that fight was so decisive. Of you got murdered and set on fire.
Yeah.
that-
If he does come back, it won't be for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. Let us know. This is part 2 of our Fantasy Fellowship adventure. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments. Where do you think they should go next? Who will they encounter? What will they do?
And who's the real villain?
And of course, an extra thank you to all the members who have supported this video. We couldn't do these big elaborate sets that take so much time to film and edit and paint and build without your support. So as a special treat, everyone who is a member to this channel can click now to see the extended cut with hours and hours of
Watch
dice
the
rolls.
whole
and-
game.
The whole game.
It was long. We were standing up for so long, my legs hurt.
Oh, so we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.